The old man merely glanced at the cards on the table and his pupils instantly blew wide open, all because there was blood on that card. Moments ago, Kaiji had splattered blood onto 2 cards, though he wiped them carefully with a towel. The stains weren't fully removed, and those 2 cards were the commoner and slave used in the previous round, meaning there was a 50 chance it was the slave. So Tonagawa played the commoner without hesitation, but when the cards were revealed, the opponent was also a commoner and it looked like Kaiji had survived another round in. But for Tonagawa, this was excellent news. Now all he needed was to wait for the next blood-stained card to show up, then he could play the commoner again and finish Kaiji off. Thought made Tonagawa quietly smug. In the 3rd round, he again played the commoner. Kaiji pulled a card from inside his pants and flipped it open. It was another draw. Then came the decisive 4th round, the final choice for both sides. Kaiji would move first, giving him a 50-50 chance to win. Life or death would be decided right here.
那这样呢？
As Kaiji slammed his card down, Tonagawa's gaze froze. His eyes sharpened like a hawk's, locked onto that card. In an instant, his pupils widened again. Yes, there it was. The blood-stained card had finally appeared. A surge of indescribable delight flooded Tonagawa's chest. He instantly drew the commoner, ready to strike Kaiji down. But just as his card was about to hit the table, something unbelievable happened. Tonagawa suddenly hesitated. His mind clouded over with doubt. Could Kaiji really have failed to notice such a fatal flaw? He was the one who'd splattered this blood in the first place. Whether he wiped it clean or not, he knows better than anyone. Besides, this gamble means everything to him. Losing would cost him his life. Someone like Kaiji would never bet on a hand he isn't confident in. The only explanation is that he's setting a trap. He must have used the moment I was talking to the chairman to pull a cheating move and switch the slave card, and splatter blood on both cards, meaning the blood-stained cards weren't a citizen and a slave, but 2 citizen cards. Realizing this, Tonagawa broke into a cold sweat. He never imagined a mere gambling dog like Kaiji could push him into a corner, but he still believed he had the upper hand.
Good day, Tommy. Oh my, go across it.
As Tonagawa placed down the Emperor card, a smug grin spread across his face. He was convinced he'd seen through Kaiji's sleight of hand. Now even a god descending couldn't save Kaiji. Tonagawa didn't even wait for Kaiji to reveal his card before eagerly extending the punishment machine, as if victory was already in his grasp. But the next second, Kaiji suddenly laughed. Hey, you arrogant fool, get on your knees and apologize. No one expected Kaiji to win. Everyone erupted into cheers. Tonagawa stared at the card in disbelief, then roared in fury, accusing Kaiji of cheating. Kaiji gave him a scornful smirk. Idiot, that card-switching move was just a performance for you. I never actually switched anything. I only pretended to take the top citizen card. Tonagawa didn't believe a word of it. If he hadn't caught that switching gesture and only noticed the blood mark, wouldn't he have walked straight into a trap? Facing Tonagawa's doubts, Kaiji appeared unusually confident, because as the chairman's right-hand man, his abilities are among the very best within the organization, and his perception is razor sharp. Even if he noticed the bloodstains, he wouldn't accept them at face value. He would try to see through Kaiji's real intentions, and Kaiji used that very intelligence against him, turning it into a perfect counterattack. Right after Kaiji defeated Tonagawa, he was originally supposed to kneel and kowtow in apology, but the chairman unexpectedly had a scorching iron plate brought in. Aiming a kowtow on that would show true sincerity. Both hands and feet had to stay pressed down on it, and the forehead had to stay on the plate for at least 10 seconds. The 10 seconds start the moment the forehead. If it's less than 10 seconds, you have to get up and kowtow again. You keep doing it until you manage a full 10-second kowtow in one go. In the old chairman's eyes, the more painful it is, the more sincere it looks. Only those who endure this pain can prove their sincerity. Of course, there are also exceptions. Some people simply refuse to kowtow on their own. For these cowardly gamblers, the old chairman has a special trump card. With a command to his bodyguards, a forced kowtow machine was wheeled out. Those shameless debtors who refuse to pay up are tied to it and forced to kowtow in apology. If they comply, only their foreheads get burned. If they don't, their entire face gets scorched. Keith, standing off to the side, was drenched in sweat. He never imagined the old man could be this twisted. With his karma. The 2 bodyguards wanted to catch Rip Nagawa, but he refused the next second. As the second in command of Dai Group, naturally they carry their own pride and dignity. Saying this, the chairman immediately grew excited. After all, up until now, no one had ever endured it purely by willpower, not even 10 seconds. He eagerly anticipated Tonagawa's performance. And Tonagawa didn't disappoint. Gritting his teeth, he slowly stepped onto the iron plating, and at once came that stomach-turning sizzle. No one expected Tonegawa to actually lower his head onto ice, and the stench of burning flesh spread instantly, the air thick with rotten screams, making those 10 seconds feel endless. Kaiji watched this horrifying scene from the side, tears spilling uncontrollably. This had never been his intention. Tonegawa remained in that hell for a full 12 seconds when it was over. He completely lost consciousness. 2 bodyguards had to drag him out of the casino. Seeing the chairman's frenzied expression, Kaiji finally realized that Tonegawa was merely a puppet, and the true demon was the chairman hiding behind the scenes only by defeating him. Could he truly avenge his fallen companions? But his companions rushed forward to stop him, saying that beating Tonegawa was already a miracle if he kept gambling. He might not even survive. Besides, he had already won over 20 million, enough to clear his debts. There was no need to take such a risk. With everyone urging him non-stop, Kaiji reluctantly let go of the idea. However, just as they were about to head back, Kaiji accidentally stepped on a cardboard box on the floor, and a bold idea suddenly flashed through his mind.
Listen, inani ka kaiju toshiro nanika ka. Next comes the summary and analysis of this episode.
Kaiji managed to win this round only because it was entirely a case of Tonegawa outsmarting himself. He deliberately made an extremely obvious card-switching gesture, fully aware that someone as arrogant and sharp as Tonegawa would never take anything at face value. He would instantly suspect a trap and start thinking in reverse. And because Tonegawa is used to being in control from his high position, he believes his intellect far surpasses Kaiji's, and refuses to believe Kaiji could make such a childish mistake. He naturally concludes that this must be a double trap. Tonegawa thinks he has seen through layers of deception, unaware that he's walking straight into the dead end Kaiji set for him. In the end, Kaiji crushed him on the level of cognition, perfectly embodying "I predicted your prediction and everything you saw was exactly what I wanted you to see." Meanwhile, the chairman's Teppan burn punishment is a tool of power and domination. He forces Tonegawa to kneel and apologize before everyone, not only to punish his failure, to intimidate Kaiji and the other powerless players. Through Tonegawa's suffering, the chairman makes it clear to Kaiji, "This is the fate of anyone who defies me. The one you beat was just my dog, and I am a true devil who rules this hell." But Kaiji clearly isn't intimidated by the chairman. The bold idea sparked when he stepped on that cardboard box signals his readiness to make a move against the chairman. So let's see what kind of strategy Kaiji will use to take on the chairman.